So how's it going since the 8th, and it's out was a 9th in New Zealand? How are you coping since the solar eclipse? Because that is when the moon and the sun, the positive and the negative, came together. For then, did you notice that the sun shone so much brighter? It was a completely different frequency, to the point that I actually couldn't even look at the sun. It was so bright. And I couldn't get over, everything was white. The whites were whiter, things felt clearer, the energy felt crisp. Just the whole frequency of life was completely different. It just really felt so much clearer. And so I took the opportunity that night, and this is the day after, and I sat for an hour or so out in the dark under the stars, and I wanted to experience the loudness of the quietness, if that makes sense. Because when you sit in the quiet sound of night, you're heightened, your energy is so much more vibrant that it vibrationally goes out and hears all the sounds around you. And it's absolutely amazing. So anyway, we sat outside, my hubby and I, and he goes, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I want to see the energy. I want to see if there's activity out there tonight." And sure enough, there was. And one thing that I found fascinating, there were less stars, and there was quite a few different clouds, and we just had a quick talk, and then poof, they're gone. And yet we both spoke of the amount of clouds. Just had a quick talk, conversation, then boom, gone. And we both commented, it was like they just instantly dissolved. And I said, "Is that a figment of our imagination? Did we create that with our thought patterns to clear it?" And I always looked out for the so-called satellite, and that gone as well. That wasn't even there. I even walked around the property to see, and it's like, no, that was gone. A lot of the stars felt like they had dissolved. They weren't there. There was the Milky Way, but that was basically the most of the stars. But periodically, there were different stars. So I sat there and I thought, okay, where's my bouncy one? And sure enough, I found one that was bouncing around. So I locked in on it. When I locked in on it, it separated. So it was one, and then it became two, and then it split further. And then when I unfocused, it then went back to one. And it was fascinating, because I love watching the energy, because I know there's energy behind that. And I just have a good smile. And then I said, "You watch, something will happen." Then amazing, shooting star went through, past. We both witnessed it, but then I looked at it and I said, seriously, if that was a shooting star, shouldn't it be going a lot further? Now, it was when I was on a topic about my brother that had passed and my father, and then and I said, how significant is that we spoke of them both in spirit? And then that came through, and I said, I don't believe the shooting stars. That didn't feel like a shooting star. But that's all we know it as. But energetically, I said, you'd think a shooting star would just go for a long time, not a short time. But it came out of nowhere, and it was like a blast, a ball of energy, and then it just had the trail, and it was stunning. And I said, no, that is an energy I picked up, we both picked up and saw, and that was off-world technology that had come through, and we had, in that moment of time, connected while it went through. Now we saw two of them, and I just keep saying, thank you for showing yourself. Thank you for showing yourself when we see something. And it was so amazing. You felt so at home being out there. And yeah, there was the dew on the chairs that we sat on. But just being amongst it all, it was priceless. And that night, it was about 3 o'clock, and I had an experience that I was out there with my mother, who is still here with us, and I got told I had to go and pick her up and take her out for the day. And I said, yeah, no, that's fine. And I telepathically was talking to her at the time, and but bear in mind it was in the 3:30, somewhere around there. I didn't really look at the time, but I know it was in that time. And I went, oh my gosh, I'm running late. So I jumped out of bed. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, what was the conversation I just had with her? What? And I'm sitting at the edge of the bed going, where am I meeting her? What? And yet I could see her. And I'm sitting there thinking, okay, so no, I'm in one of those episodes again that I have shifted in time. So I was actually, obviously, I teleported and met up with my mother in her dream state, and we connected in that moment of time. And yet something set me to awaken, but I was still connected with her. And so because I recognized that I had come back into my body, that my body's mind could not communicate back to the existence of my mother in a space that I was telepathically talking and connecting on the frequency with her. And I was trying to get my mind to wake up, so maybe then I could connect back to her to find out where I was meant to meet her. And then I stood up and I recognized, okay, where am I? Which house am I in? Right, okay, I know where I am. Okay, right, hang on a minute. I was in another dimension with my mother, and I recognized it. And I stood there for a few minutes and just had a smile, because I thought, wow, I'm shifting through the dimensions so easily now and connecting so that I'm there as well as physically here, but connecting with the two frequencies. So yeah, there's 3 that I'm working with spirit, with somebody that is with me, but in her dream state, as well as my physical avatar. So this is really getting quite buzzy now. So again, what a profound experience, and what a wonderful experience knowing that we're going to be connecting on all sorts of different levels.
Mysterious corner of time, it is said that the barrier between the divine and the earthly stretches until it almost disappears. It is in this magical and enigmatic hour that Nikola Tesla suggested that God could whisper cosmic secrets to us. Prepare to explore the mysteries that awaken when the hands of the clock point to a moment where reality intertwines with the divine. What happens in the silence of the early morning? Why is this time chosen for the celestial connection, where time and space interweave in a celestial dance full of cosmic intrigue and hidden revelation? The title, "This is Why God Wakes You Up at 3 in the Morning," may seem a little mysterious at first glance. However, when understood through the lens of Tesla's beliefs and practices, it takes on new meaning. Tesla believed that waking up at 3 in the morning was a time of great power and potential. Tesla's theory of waking up at 3 in the morning is rooted in his understanding of energy and vibrations. He believed that at this time, the mind is in its most receptive and creative state, allowing it to access ideas and solutions that would otherwise remain hidden. Tesla used this time of stillness and concentration to work on his inventions and theories, a practice he maintained was key to his incredible productivity. Waking up at 3 in the morning also has spiritual meaning for many. It is considered the hour of the soul, a time when the veil between the physical world and the spiritual world is thinnest. Tesla, who was very spiritual, saw this moment as an opportunity to connect with the highest energies of the universe. Tesla firmly believed in divine energy. He thought that everything in the universe is connected through this energy, and that by attuning to it, one could access divine knowledge and inspiration. His awakening at 3 in the morning could have been an attempt to align himself with this divine energy, the vibration of the universe. For him, vibrant energy was the basis of all existence. Every object and being in the universe, according to Tesla, resonated with its own unique frequency. This belief extended to his ritual of waking up at 3 in the morning, a time when he felt that the universe was vibrating with a special energy, allowing him to tune into the highest frequencies.
Isn't that where we're going to be telepathically talking to one another? Because I feel that the voice and the way we've tuned our voice for sounds and different frequencies of words, I believe that we've been trained because there is a frequency. And I took this down, which I think you might find interesting. And it's the English language. Because realistically, you can perceive it in a completely different way. Words can be spells that have been purposely manipulated to keep us in a low vibration, to disconnect us from the words that we are speaking. So look at this. Oh no, it's back to, hopefully it's not back to front. Spelling creates spells. Words have a frequency through the sound that we are trained to pronounce it, which it goes out to the universe when we speak. As our voice carries the sound frequency as a vibration. And if we're all speaking English and we are correcting one another on the sound, you didn't pronounce it right. And there are many words that I cannot pronounce. I don't feel comfortable to pronounce. And my mind will hear me say it, but it sounds better the way I sound it. And I know now with doing a lot of my work, I see words as a frequency, and when I'm projecting out there and bringing through the information, there is a lot of what I see that I cannot put into words because it doesn't vibrationally match. Now, isn't that interesting? And so this really resonated with me when I saw this. So let's look. There are meanings, the way you sound something, but there are two meanings depending on which way you've used it in a phrase. So we've got weekdays, but we're actually saying we're having a weekday. Weekdays are weekdays. We're actually putting it out there that our week is going to be weekending our days, which you feel weak by the weekend. So our weekend then weakens as by the week. Again, it comes down to you can experience weekdays, depending on how you spell it, you're actually putting out for you to have a week days. So you're in a days during your week. There are so many ways of looking at words and the sound, but depending on how you're working with them, you're setting up different spells. You know, people probably think I'm weird to saying this, but it makes you realize that there are so many words, and I'd love to know some words that trigger you. Now look at this one. mourning? Are we not mourning? We're mourning our weekdays. Or are we mourning the time and energy from our morning? And what do we say? Good morning. We're acknowledging you are mourning, but have a good one. It really makes you think, really makes you think. The different spellings, but different meanings that weaken you through your weekends. Weekdays cast a spell as weekdays. So by the time you get to your weekend, you are weakened. Working in a stressed program job from 9 to 5 because you are programmed to be in that 9 to 5 to create what you wish. That is why you've got a job, because you're trying to achieve to get ahead. And we all have done it or are still doing it. But are you happy? Are you really, really happy? And what does job stand for? J-O-B. Just over broke. Because that's what you are. Because you're having to work, keep working, and you feel like you're chasing your tail. And it's like a never-ending cycle. But the other thing I wanted to comment on is the energy out there. Shift and really make today your day that you are changing up. Change up, because whatever you're putting out is manifesting. It's insane on the manifestation. To give you an example, I need to update my daughter's kitchen. She rents our property, and I just thought, okay, I designed it in my head. I worked out the wood grain look that I'm wanting to go with, and I thought, yeah, it'd be really neat if I could just pick up a second-hand one, next to nothing. It'd be amazing. Well, guess what? That night I did. I found it, and we're picking it up today. Exactly what I ordered, because I thought it, I acknowledged it, I put it out. So you try it. The other day I was in a car park, and I thought, oh, it'd be fabulous if I could just go straight through instead of having to go right around to go out to the exit. It'd be wonderful if this park comes free in front of me. Sure enough, the car moved, gone. I sat there and I went, okay, I only just said that. And it happened. And I'm encouraging you, and I mean you, yes. What are you thinking right now? Are you putting out negatives, or are you putting out positives on what you're wishing to achieve? Think about it. Really focus on what you're putting out. Because if you believe, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. Oh, that's too hard. Oh, that's a pain in my ass. Oh, I'll never get there. I'm too stressed. I just don't have time. Well, you just asked not to have time. You've asked for a pain in your ass back. Okay? Put out what you wish. Make it happen. Because the universe has shifted. We've got more positivity coming through, and it's bombarding us. And why not? Why won't you let yourself free? Become free. Because it's incredible, and you know it. So I'm going to let you go with this one, and yeah, I'm hoping you're going to start today. I'm not even hoping, I know you will start today, because you've had enough. You've really had enough, and you're wishing to shift up that energy. Well, come shift up with me, and we can make things happen, because we have got it. Okay, we'll see you next time.